Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, hello Mr. Karyadi. I want to introduce myself. My name is Mayduma Putri Kinasih. You can call me Duma. I am absent 28. I'm from International Class, Faculty of Law, Jenderal Sudirman University. Here, I want to explain Sipadan and Ligitan case. Number 1. Background the case. The Sipadan and Ligitan Island dispute was caused by the unclear border line drawn by the Dutch and British, who were the predecessor countries of Indonesia and Malaysia in the waters, as of the island of Borneo. So that when Indonesia and Malaysia negotiation to determine the border line of the two countries. Number 2. Explanation. During the dispute process, the mass media contribute to the formation of public opinion. The mass media, in this case the national newspaper that became the reference in the study, were not as informants but also help explain how the case started until it was finally decided. Mass media coverage cover almost all elements of the nation, starting from government executive, legislative, legal practitioners, or entrepreneur in the Sipadan and Ligitan Island. In Indonesia, national newspaper cover all efforts made by government for trials against the ECG. Several meetings between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Commission of the DPRD were held and displayed in the mass media. The mass media coverage also explained the issue of the dispute between the island of Sipadan and Ligitan. Mass media participation is seen as helping the government in its effort to prevent chaos to misunderstandings. This thesis also states that ECG, as a third party, agrees to handle the dispute between Sipadan Island and Ligitan Island. The presence of the ECG provides new insight into the concept of international law in general. In making the ECG decision, which is based in the Hague, the Netherlands, 17 judges are involved. One of them is the presiding judge. One of them is the presiding judge. Argument during the trial become historical facts that were covered by the mass media. This thesis contains about the journey of history after the ECG made its final decision. The legal process for the dispute over the Sipadan and Ligitan Island was complete. However, the coverage in the mass media did not end immediately. Until a few days after the ECG decision. The mass media in Indonesia and Malaysia still carried news related to the Sipadan and Ligitan Islands. Indonesian newspaper tried to discuss at length the dispute over the ownership of Sipadan Island and Ligitan Island until they finally separate themselves from motherhood. Number 3. Solution in Sipadan and Ligitan case. On 17 December 2002, the International Court of Justice in The Hague ruled in a 16% vote that the island of Sipadan and Ligitan, whose ownership had been disputed between Indonesia and Malaysia since 1969, were declared Malaysian territory. This decision gave great weight to the fact that the Brits who bequeathed it to Malaysia were considered to have exercised more sovereignty over the island before 1969, compared to the Dutch East Indies, which bequeathed it to Indonesia. The authority exercised by the Ukraine and Malaysia is considered to be more consistent and continuous, and therefore it is considered to be more effective in carrying out effective control, and the doctrine of effective control is considered more in accordance with international law. It should be remembered that this doctrine was also used by arbitrator Max Huber in 1928 to state that Miangas Island, which was dispute between the United States and the Dutch East Indies, was declared a territory of the Dutch East Indies, and which is now an inseparable part of Indonesia. Thank you for explanation for me.